Hi, everyone, and welcome to our summary of our book club meeting, Parenting and Non-Religious Spirituality, led by my friend Anne Beer and myself, Efrat Shokef. And we invite you to join us live, but today we're going to summarize two books we discussed together.
Mm-hmm. And we decided to do the two books because they have both, they share one aspect. And first we show you the books. So mine is The Spiritual Child from Lisa Miller, who has a PhD, and Efrat shows.
And this is The Secret Spiritual World of Children by Tobin Hart. They're both scientists.
Mm-hmm. And this is also what we discuss and presenting today, because they are both making a link between science and spirituality and parenting. And they are both rooted in their scientific knowledge and use it to me, it's like they're bridging the scientific and very heady world, which we all know and which we feel familiar with, and uses also that language to bring in the aspect of spirituality and spiritual parenting. And I think that is a beautiful approach, and it's offering like concepts we know and broadens them or transfers them to a different aspect. So we can, as parents, we are invited to use what we know, but to bring in something that might be adding up or even might be been hidden in a way. That's what I feel about these books. It's an allowance. It's an allowance to let the spirituality grow and be big and be present in your parenting life. And I think that was the link. That is the link between the books, which I really, really appreciate. How would you present it, Efrat?
Yeah, I think in the summary, we decided to focus on a question that came up in the book club discussions, and that is the question of why is it that we need the scientific proof in order to believe something that we know deep inside. And it's Tobin Hart in The Secret Spiritual World of Children actually relates to this, and that's page 116 for those who have the book. And he's talking about believing before seeing. And if I summarize this section, he talks about the fact that we are taught that if we don't see something, that it doesn't exist. And The Spiritual Child, Lisa Miller brings a lot of evidence about the benefits of incorporating various spiritual, I don't have to call them tools, traditions, ways of life, and how it can improve children's lives and reduce all kinds of risky behavior in adolescence. Tobin Hart's book is more about, it has a lot of stories of children in various spiritual situations, spiritual encounters, seeing auras, connecting to their guidance. And if I'm returning to the question we decided to discuss, it's like, I want to be honest and say I needed this proof myself. For me to, we both come from an academic background, and we both have this analytical way of thinking. And it was a piece for me that I really worked hard on unweaving, needing evidence for everything. So that if I share about my near-death experience, then I need to give people proof that it really happened. how can you give proof other than the change or transformation that they see in you? And when kids see their guidance or see angels or have a monster under their bed, which is a real thing, an energy, but it's not a monster, it's just a scary energy, and can we believe them without seeing or without somebody doing research on such situations and verifying with those among us, and we are many in the world that can see energy, that it really exists? How do we bridge? And I really relate to your word of bridging, because for many of us today, I don't need this scientific proof, but a few years back, I myself needed this scientific proof to feel that what I'm doing, what I'm seeing, what I'm sensing, the stories I'm hearing, that somebody else is experiencing the same as I am, and then another person and another person, to have that validation, because it is unseen until we embody it. It fascinates me, that human need. And I ask myself, did people need that 200 years ago, 500 years ago?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't think in many parts of the world it's not needed, because this is one part like that we are relearning. And I think it also in our healing practice and working with adults, it's like coming to a point and like you're regaining your ability to see, to believe, to sense. And some people, they never lose it. They just, because it's accepted, it's included. But for some, it's as we're diminishing it and say there is no monster, there is no such thing as an angel, you're forgetting it, you're losing it. And we know how much longing is in people to get it back. And I feel these books are also inviting children not to give up on that, and encouraging or giving tools to parents to allow it, to allow this aspect to grow, to be present, and to grow and grow and grow, and not to take it away and then go to a long path of healing to be back. And I think we need, it's good because I look at the books and both hold a PhD. It's interesting if you believe, and it's this, okay, they are accepted in the Western world and in the academic world, and they are familiar to our way of thinking, and they are able to bring in, they are heard, they speak the language that we can hear, listen to, and understand. And I think we need this kind of people to prove. And I think it's very valuable at the moment. But from I see, and as I travel quite a lot, I think it's not, there are many areas in the world where this is not needed. Other things are needed, but not this aspect. And
where kids grow up connected to their spirituality, spirituality is nurtured according to that culture and the way it gives, and it can be also a very open spirituality, not rigid in a religious manner. Not every religious manner is rigid. A lot of, we don't want to cancel that as well. But I relate to what you're saying, and I do wish for all kids to have their parents believe them. And if we need such books, so parents will read stories and examples and have that encouragement that, yes, nourish your child's spirituality, nurture your family's spirituality, then it's a blessing. But I do feel it's a really important question for us parents to be aware of, and be aware that we're looking for validation outside of ourselves when we already know that our child is not lying, and we already know that it's real, but we don't want to meet it in ourselves because it's something we bird from our own childhood, and those healing processes that we go as parents with the invitations children offer us. So.
I think it's a key question, Hart, And I think, for example, if in Lisa Miller's book, when she also sort of proves or tries to relate the spirituality to health, for example. And I think for me, what I got out of it mostly, it's a profound message that it's not an add-on. It's not a nice thing. It's key. It's the basic foundation for our children to live a healthy life, to have a vibrant and rooted spiritual connection, the way they live it, or however it looks like. And it's like a new tools, and it's a qualification we need to gain also as parents to offer that to our children. And I think this is what I got from those books, that these people, the two authors, they try to build this bridge and to offer this ground of exploration for parents. And that's what I really, really like about it. And what you say, the inner compass that we already know.
Yes.
And we all do. And that is wonderful. It's a very good reminder.
It is. It's a needed reminder. And just before we finish, I'll add that I have a lot of respect for both of them, for exploring these themes within the academic environment, which is should be an environment, or is in its intention is to be an environment that explores everything. But we know that there are paradigms that are more accepted and paradigms that are less accepted. And it's really encouraging to know that these pieces weave themselves in, and people can research and do it. And I'm sure there's a lot of research that we're not even aware of.
Yes.
So this is really, really beautiful. And these two books, we both recommend them, especially for those of us who need that validation, or who want to know about weaving spirituality into parenting from a more coherent academic research perspective. It's okay if that's what we need. We each have a different approach, and it's nice to have those pieces weave into that parenting non-spirituality bookshelf that we're creating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And if you feel like joining our sessions, our monthly book club live sessions, you're so welcome. As always, it's not needed that you read the whole book. You can also join just getting inspired and diving into the wisdom of this book. And either we see you there or you watch our next recording.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.